Trackflation.
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 Track and field inflation is at an alarmingly high rate.
Middle school, 2097. And it's been, guys, D1 never ran 2090 nothing.
1065, 7th grade.
Imagine being a 16-year-old standing on the track, competing against 3 Olympians.
An 8th grader just ran 11:08.
Trackflation. Now, if you clicked on this video, you've probably heard of the term trackflation. And if you haven't heard the term or aren't familiar with it, that's okay. Because in order to truly know if track inflation is really as bad as people make it out to be, or if the athletes are simply just getting better, we need to know the true definition of trackflation. Trackflation is an online term used to describe the rapid improvement in athletic performances in track and field, specifically with young athletes. Here's an example. Let's say someone finishes a 100-meter dash in 10.2 seconds. Normally, you would expect that time to win, right? But now, let's say that they ran that time and got second. That's when people would start saying there's trackflation because the standard to win has now gone up. Now, here's a different real-life example using 800-meter times from throughout the years. After digging into 800-meter rankings from previous years, all the way from 2010 up to 2021, running about a 1 minute and 53 second 800 would place you top 100 nationally in the event. In the recent 2025 and 2026 rankings, to nationally place top 100 in the event, you'd have to run a 1 minute and 51 PR in the 800. That's a 2-second difference. Now let's take a look at the rankings on the girls' side. Using the same year range as I did from the guys' end, I found that from 2010 to 2021, you'd have to run about a 214 to 212 800 on the girls' side to be able to get the top 100 nationally. Nowadays, you have to run a 209 just to get to that same spot. And this hasn't only affected just the 800, it's also affected other events too. Now, the biggest question you probably have is why and how is this happening exactly? And this is for a various amount of reasons. I mean, today we have carbon plates in our spikes, and we have lighter materials, better foam and traction. The list goes on. Runners have watches they can use during their workouts. They have apps they can use to track mileage. They can also look at footage from their races to analyze how they're running and what they need to fix. And even the tracks themselves have improved because they have better material, which allows for more energy return, better traction on them. And this stuff isn't major, but it does contribute. Athletes also have more opportunities to compete, such as indoor and outdoor national meets, and they have invitationals, open meets, the list goes on. And there's also better recovery methods such as massage guns and nutrition. Like, you could probably just go and easily find a diet plan these days, as opposed to someone back then who really just had to listen to a coach or someone nearby. And personally, I think one of the biggest things is that the expectations have just changed. It's like the example I gave with the 100-meter and how the standards have changed. For example, athletes back then maybe would have said something like, oh, I want to break 2 minutes in the 800 because that'd be something really crazy and insane to do. But now the athletes are able to see what other runners are doing and what PRs they're running. Now they might say, oh, I want to run 1 minute and 54 in the 8 this year. And they're aiming higher because they see other people their age doing the same thing. And this actually ties into a concept in sports psychology called the 4-minute mile effect. And basically what this is that people thought running a mile under 4 minutes was basically impossible. But on May 6th, 1954, a man named Roger Bannister ran 3 minutes and 59 seconds in the mile. Days after, a guy named John Landy ran 3 minutes 57 seconds in the mile, beating Bannister's record. And within a few years, multiple runners had broke the 4-minute barrier. And now today, as we know it, thousands of athletes have done the same thing. And those athletes back then simply became faster because Bannister's achievement changed what athletes believed was achievable and encouraged them to pursue that barrier more aggressively. So today, when young athletes are on social media seeing people their age run crazy times, those times stop feeling impossible. Instead, they become the new standard. Another thing I'd say that's important is that the recruiting has changed as a whole. Back then, athletes didn't have much of a way to know what it took to run at big colleges. Today, young athletes can look up current college rosters, the stats of all the athletes running at those colleges to see what they ran in high school. You can also see NCAA qualifying marks, and you can see recent results of the colleges that you're looking for to see how they've been doing. It basically shifted from I need to be fast enough to run in college to I need to get so and so mark by junior year to be able to run at this college. This also ties into NIL because a bunch of athletes, and maybe including yourself, also see people signing with major schools, getting sponsorships, gaining recognition, followers, and opportunities. The list goes on, and this motivates them to start wanting to do the same thing, so therefore they start investing more time and effort into the sport. Overall, I believe Trackflation isn't making athletes worse or having a negative overall impact. I just think it's making the standard higher, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Having a certain mark back in like 2015 might have placed you top 100 nationally. Today, it probably doesn't, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the mark is bad now all of a sudden. It just means that everyone else has simply improved. And that's a wrap for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend. Maybe your grandma can see it too, and stay tuned for more uploads.